So, this is Clay Dockery here on pitch 2 with
Keegan Remy Miller joining for the first time today since 9 a.m. time slot.
The fourth time saying those lines. We have the Emerson Lions on the right side of your screen in purple and gold, and the Illinois Ridgebacks in orange and white on the left side of your screen. This should be an exciting game between two 0-2 teams, but two teams who should be pretty evenly matched against each other.
And Clay, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that tomorrow there will be a Division II bracket for college teams. So
Yes.
It's not that both of these teams are playing for pride and to not go winless. They are playing for seeding in that D2 bracket tomorrow.
Yes, and I know that they also, in order for that bracket to go ahead, everything is a very contingent brackets tomorrow. They do need to have a significant number of teams with at least one win. So...
one of these teams will
one
win
of
this
these
game.
teams will win this game because we hate ties. All right, so we have Ridgebacks over here on the right.
Left.
Yes, that right. The left right. I'm a little bit spacey after having been here for 12 hours. All right, but we are about to start. We will get some starting lines for you as soon as we are able to see people's numbers. Sun is pretty bright off to our left, and could be in Emerson's eyes as they drive down the pitch.
Although Emerson is starting with control, so presumably in that ref meeting they chose control and Illinois chose to have the sun at their backs.
Yeah, that would be probably the choices that would make the most sense. So, I'm not sure what we're waiting for. Our head referee has gone back over to the scoring tent one last time. Our head referee, Melanie Rolfe, for this game. And there is that brooms up lack of excitement. But much safer. Illini, number 36, is the keeper, Taha Unkaten. And is beat out. Emerson, really trying to get that goal, is able to clean it up, knock it through. Emerson quickly up on that turnover, 10-0.
And that goal from Emerson was by Daniel Baradat.
This Emerson team, like so many from the Northeast, has a non-playing coach, Kieran Collier, who is an Emerson alumni, played for several years for the program and has played for several of the other Boston area teams. And Mike O'Connor, who is our live stream coordinator, is the assistant coach. And that's a missed beat by Emerson. Number 36 makes a drive, goes around the defender, and stuffs it home for a 10-10 game. That is Unkaten.
That is good vision there from Unkaten. Went to the middle hoop, saw that he wasn't going to have a shot there, scored in the far right. It's easy to get tunnel vision on those drives, so nice to see that he didn't. He saw the open shot and took it.
Emerson looking to make something happen. Passes over to number 41, who tries to make a drive around the outside. Passes, nice, knocked away by one of the Illini players, and is picked up by Illini, who pass it back to Unkaten in the middle of the field. Unkaten looking to make a pass over to the left side, and that player is taken down.
There was also a beat there on that player. Good beat there from Emerson.
Wait, this game is 0-0? I thought it was 1-1.
This game should be 1-1. That is true. The AR just told somebody on this sideline that it was 0-0. It should be 1-1. I'm not sure that the score table is keeping up with this game. Or at least the...
All right, that's a drive with a little teardrop shot that does not go in. We'll try to get that confusion cleared up on the scoreboard. As far as I understand, it is 10-10. And that is a nice knockdown by the Emerson player who happened to be in front of the balls that came in. That's number 41, Emily McNally. And Emerson making a drive around the outside is beat. And that's a nice stop from the Illini. Emerson had a pretty good head of steam going there.
Yep, I'd like to see Baradat there hold up a little bit. I think he saw an opportunity, started to drive, but he drove ahead of all his pass options, and then he had nowhere to go when the beater showed up for Illinois.
All right, big scrum in the middle of the field, lots of beats. Emerson players beat. Illini player knocks the ball back. Looks like, could not tell if that was counted as a reset used or not, or if the Emerson player actually kicked it. Illini have two beaters in front of their keeper, who is directing traffic, trying to get an open lane to the hoops. Passes way too high over everything. That has got to be that is way further than we have been playing on that back line all day long.
Yeah, definitely out of bounds there.
It's
good hustle play there from Baywin Zhu, but unfortunately that ball was definitely out of bounds off his own team.
Having been one of the ref team coordinators for ESQ for 10 years, I almost said something about the refs, but I'm not going to do that. There was a shot from number 24 on Emerson that is blocked.
Sierra Delk there with the shot. I like the idea.
Yeah, that was a good move. Try to get this Illini team on their backs. Drive from Unketon once again. Drive just takes around 3 of the Emerson defenders. That is the second goal for number 36.
So Zhu running with Unketon there on the fast break, but almost got in Unketon's way. If you're going to run the fast break with your team as a chaser, you want to go to a different hoop than the player with the quaffle.
Yeah, the score is still not being adjusted on the scoreboard. I'm going to try to get their attention. We're way too far away.
Yeah, I get the feeling they're writing the score on the scorecard, but they're not flipping what is visible to the teams and the fans and your 2 live stream commentators.
Yes.
There we go.
So it now has 1 goal listed, but it needs to have 2 listed for
Illinois.
Yep. Yes, for Illini and 1 for Emerson. No. The score is 20-10.
We'll get inside. Clay trying to clarify. I think we'll try to go help out this ref crew during the next stoppage.
She did ask what the score was, which is why I was trying to go over there and give her the information.
Great vision there from Illini. That was Nevin O'Donnell with the shot that I think was actually a pass intended for number 8, Hannah Wishnu. It did not connect to her because it bounced off the hoop as it was going in.
And it looks like the scoreboard is being updated. It is now it is now 20-0.
They definitely missed the first 2 goals of the game there.
It's still not up. Okay. It should be 30-10. All right. Emerson gets the quaffle far behind. Is a pass back over the top. Looks like it will be a reset. Is it going to go out of bounds?
I believe.
Looks like
no. That should be out of bounds.
That was definitely should have been out of bounds on this side of the field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these
that
assistant
rolled
referees.
About 8 feet out of bounds.
They have it right. They got it right.
Finally called it. Good. The head referee did have to come in and make that adjustment. That is a lot of net contact from number 24.
Yep, that's Sierra Delk.
That's going to be a yellow card on Delk. 1 minute in the box or until Illini score, and Illini will have pretty prime opportunity to get another score on the board.
I like the physicality from Delk, though. Obviously, you don't want to go above the shoulder, but especially in the college game, there's often players who are afraid to make hits and don't even try. And that was a great wrap-up from her. I think she would have taken him down had her arm stayed below his shoulder.
Yes, that was good physicality from the Emerson chaser. But as it is, Emerson chaser hits the penalty box. And we continue to try to adjust the score. Now listed as 30-0.
Should be 30-10.
That's a missed beat, and that is the fourth goal for Illini, 40-10.
Yeah, that was Nevin O'Donnell with the goal.
Nevin O'Donnell with that score. All right, Illini coming back down the pitch. It's O'Donnell still with it. And that's another tackle by Emerson's chaser.
That was Delk again. Clearly showing that she is not afraid
Emerson
of physicality.
with a nice fast break out of the transition, knocks it home, 40-20.
Daniel Baradat again with the goal. Oh.
Maybe they called off the goal early in the game?
Perhaps. I don't remember hearing a whistle. I think on the next stoppage we might go speak with the scoring table to make sure that it is correct.
Definitely seemed like it went in, but that was a while back now. They definitely have not adjusted that score. They did adjust the Illini score. That is a picked up quaffle from behind the hoops by the tall chaser on Illini.
I think that might have been an 8 to start the number. I think that was Baywen Zhu. Although there might be a different player on the team with an 8. So
There's definitely an 8 involved. All right, Emerson looking to take advantage of another drive here.
Great move from McNally.
McNally with the drive and score.
Emerson with no beaters back.
All right, 50-20. And another dish from Illini.
Yeah, Illini correctly recognized Emerson was without any bludges on defense.
And that Illini player who actually got the score before is Addy.
So we do have confirmation now that the first goal from Emerson was disallowed. So the score showing on the scoreboard should be correct.
Okay. And that's a very high pass shot that goes way over the hoops and all the way to the back of the complex.
Yep, I don't love that play from Baradat. His team does not have control, and he really threw away that possession quickly before his team could work to get it back.
And now that's a drive by Illini. Number 25, Billy Rocher, drives up, passes back behind the hoops. Gets to number 16, who drives through a bunch of Emerson players. That's Kyle Chung.
Sierra Delk had that takedown and created that turnover. So kudos to her. The yellow card is not making her afraid. She's going to keep making these hits. Although actually that was a stoppage for an injury sub for Delk. She's walking up immediately under her own power, so hopefully she's okay and perhaps able to return later this game.
Delk taken off the pitch.
And her replacement will be Emily McNally, I believe.
All right.
Or Julia De La Fontaine. I'm not sure who came in, the two chasers. They were standing right next to each other.
Now, Emerson looking to take control of this quaffle up the pitch. There is a stoppage of play on the far side.
Looks like potentially a bench foul or an illegal substitution.
Several issues with the bench on the Illini side. Somebody maybe their contact came out.
Yeah, or something broke. Definitely all the referees and the players are looking at something on the ground or in a player's hand.
Yeah, some kind of issue with one of the players on the Illini bench, who is now leaving to get that taken care of. Hopefully everyone's all right.
Oh.
Okay, so it is Illini 60, Emerson 20. They did establish clearly that early goal was called off for Emerson, so that is the correct score. Emerson chaser Baradat able to knock the goal home to make it 60-30. And Illini are driving back up the pitch after the goal. Get through some of these Emerson defenders. That shot pass did not go in. I think it was intended to be a pass anyway.
Great block there from Baradat.
Yeah, Baradat with the legal keeper goaltending. That shot straight through the top of the middle hoop, though. That was 25, who is Billy Rocher. We're looking at 70-30. Illini still pretty much in command of this game in most of the aspects so far. Emerson still looking to make something happen. Emerson chaser on the far side pushes it back to Baradat. Baradat makes a move around some Illini defenders. The beat hits the ground. Baradat takes it to the small hoop and drives it home. It is now 70-50. Emerson making a run, basically on the back of Baradat.
Yeah, Baradat doing a little bit of everything here, hitting some shots, made that drive-through contact.
Anakitan.
And then Baradat with the stop.
Yeah, driven down by Baradat. But it comes out, and that is Anakitan, who is able to take it and knock it home.
Yeah, not sure how Illini ended up with the quaffle there. I almost think Baradat got beat. Was not beat because he was in the keeper zone, but wasn't sure because I thought he had a grasp on the ball and then suddenly did not. But good hustle from Illini there to finish the play.
Baradat gets out after a pretty solid shift. New keeper for Emerson is number 10, Quan.
Tough mistake from McNally there, who was ball handling for Emerson. Kind of just threw it right into the defense.
Unkerton passes to the outside and unable to make anything happen. Emerson is able to grab the ball.
I'm so sorry.
Emerson comes out of that scrum. We couldn't see a whole lot of what was happening with the quaffle. So it's another nice defensive stop from Emerson. 80-40 at this point.
I do believe the Illini beater number 34 was just beat and just no one called it. So that is in Illini's favor. And they take advantage. Another goal from Unakatan.
It is now 90-40.
If I am Emerson here, I know I made this prediction at 9 a.m. if any of you have been with us all day. I think Emerson needs to call a timeout. This game is starting to get out of control a little bit for them with fast breaks. And I think Kieran Collier should calm his team down a little bit here.
Yeah, this would be a really good time. 90-40, still plenty of time before snitch on pitch. They have come back a couple times. They can get right back in this if they calm themselves down and are able to set some plays, get their defense in order. That pass over the back is way over the head of the chaser who was behind the hoops and goes pretty far out of bounds once again. Illini with an easy defensive stop.
And good to see Sierra Delk for Emerson is back into this game, so no serious injury for her.
Sierra Delk just doing a physical, great job out there.
She is also a captain of this Emerson team. And I can see why.
Yes, lots of leadership on the field. That's exchange of the beaters in the middle. The Illini beater number 11 gets the best of it.
And
Ohas Chirikar.
And in the quaffle play, Danny Desner beating for Emerson was able to create this turnover, unless for some reason there was a penalty that will give the ball back to Illini.
There's a lot of conversation over on the far side of the field between an Emerson player, an Illini player, and the head referee. And it winds up in a yellow card for,
I believe, Sierra Delk is telling this sideline, so I guess a fan, that Danny Desner for Emerson is getting a card for a face beat against an Illini quaffle player.
All right, well, I did not see that face beat, but the rules for face beats have been expanded this year to take a lot more circumstances into consideration, although it has been a little bit difficult for refs and players alike to realize exactly what it is that's a legal face beat and what is not.
And it does look like one of the teams called a timeout.
Slow this game down, get a couple more goals, and get back in it.
Yep, and if I am in the Illini huddle, I am saying do not take your foot off the gas. We are up 9-4. This team isn't stopping our fast breaks. Our beaters are having a good game. Let's let them keep playing a little bit aggressively, and let's see if we can run this game really out of control before the 20-minute mark.
All right, we are coming out of the timeout.
So, as a reminder from about a minute and a half ago, Emerson will have a beater in the box. So they only have one beater out there. It will be M. Young playing by herself. And her back is to us, but I don't think she has a bludger.
And this is Emerson. Nope, Emerson is giving up the quaffle because of that bludger foul. So the quaffle is now going to the keeper, who is in the center of the field, pretty far away from where it was previously. But this will be Illinois' ball.
I believe that is because the other two Illini chasers were both off broom. They were both beat.
Okay. And that is another goal for Nevin O'Donnell. Just driving straight through this Emerson defense that had no time to get set after those turnovers.
And in a lot of ways, I'm okay with that if I'm Emerson, right? We now are back to both beaters in the game. And as Clay, you and I just talked about, they really need to start allowing their beaters to work on offense. And this is going to be a great opportunity for them to do so.
Yes, and looks like they're doing it. They need to knock these solid beaters in the middle of the zone out. That's a pass over the top. Those passes have not been landing. Those passes have not been landing, and that is taken away by Illini.
Yeah, thank you.
Illini with bludger control, with the quaffle, basically in command of this game, up 100-40. Snipe beat misses number 8. That's 81, and I think it was 81 earlier instead of 8. That's Addy Ontgorensen.
A good stop there from Emerson.
Yep, Emerson is able to stop that pretty point-blank attempt from 81 on Illini. I'm going to call that person Addy. That is a shot from Emerson that just rolls off the side of the middle hoop.
Tough shooting day for Delk. I think that's twice now she's missed off the rim. But again, an Emerson shot leads to no time to try to win control back.
O'Donnell is taken down on the far side of the pitch. Emerson gets the quaffle. That's definitely should not be allowed.
Been a quaffle turnover.
Yeah, that quaffle, the original Emerson player was beat and then handed it to the second Emerson quaffle player, but it's not going to be called, so regardless
of the calls here at Elk, with another tackle and another quaffle turnover forced.
Number 10, looking for an opening.
It's Kwan.
That's Kwan. Garam Kwan. Passes to the back. At least that pass is completed this time, but the pass over to Delk is unable to get completed, and Delk is beat.
And then Kwan is beat. Good play there from the Illini beaters.
Illini all over Emerson. Just nothing coming together for them. That's a drive, moving around 3 defenders and just posted home. Is that O'Donnell again?
Number 12. Yes, I believe that's Nevin O'Donnell there.
That is Nevin O'Donnell with another goal. That makes it 110-40. Yes, good. 110-40. Emerson moving slow. Still not really on their game. I would really take some opportunity here. So they keep taking these quick shots. You've said it 4 times. They're not able to even make a play for bludger control because they're not holding on to the quaffle long enough. They finally make a play for bludger control, but they don't get it.
Yeah, De La Fontaine there was given the ball up high and went for a drive herself. And I like the drive, and she broke the first contact, but she never looked, it looked like she never put her head up to find a cutting receiver. And that's really what you need to do against a team like Illini that's been making hits.
Yep. Looks like Nevin O'Donnell is going to get sent to the box. So that will wind up getting Emerson another shot here.
Yep, so De La Fontaine back with the quaffle. She's got Kwan all the way at the top of the key, Delk at the far hoop, and another chaser, the far hoop behind hoops, unfortunately cannot see their number from here.
But they're pretty well positioned to make something happen. If they're going to get back in this game, they really need to take advantage of this power play.
I believe that is Sage Liebwitz as the final quaffle player on the field at the moment for Emerson.
Yeah. All right. Emerson throws the ball up, does get it back to the top of the key. And, they do convert.
Kwan to Delk, and an excellent finish to get the ball through the hoop before the beat.
And Kwan and Delk pretty excited to finally get something back on the board.
And that is the 20-minute stoppage.
All right. That was the perfect time to get a goal. So it is 110-50. That means that the set score will be 180. Illini with a pretty good position to get there, but Emerson only down 6 with that last goal, still with a little bit of an opportunity if they can put a game together with the snitch on pitch.
Definitely, and I don't want to talk about ifs and buts, and I don't think Emerson will in their huddle, but if Delk hits those 2 shots that rimmed out, this is an 11-8 game, and that's a snitch catch away from a tie.
Yes.
So if I'm Emerson, I'm saying let's try to catch this snitch. But let's not forget about the quaffle game, because we can definitely play this team even the rest of the way and give ourselves a chance to win for the final goal.
And for Illini, they are just looking to methodically move down the pitch, get goal, chip away, because those 7 goals come pretty quickly if you don't get a whole lot of defensive stops against you.
Definitely. If I'm Illini, I think I'm putting all my beaters in the quaffle game full time.
Yeah.
You're up, well, I believe 6 goals, and you only need 7 to win. I think I take that chance, even if Emerson catches. I'm okay with that, because if I'm Illini, I'm thinking the exact opposite. Emerson's shots aren't falling. Mm-hmm. They're rushing a little bit. Let's just bury this, get 7 quick goals, and end the day on a win.
Yep. And so we'll come out of this stoppage with the snitch coming onto the pitch. We've had a couple really, really great snitches here today so far. I don't think we've seen a catch in the club game. We have seen a catch in both of our college games earlier, which is one of the big differences in the metas between the two games. At least is how they've been played at this Nationals so far. Much more snitch play from both sides in the college game, whereas one side or the other in the club game tends not to. But I think, as you just mentioned, Keegan, that Illinois should take that page out of some of those high-level club teams and just basically ignore the snitch game.
Right, you don't want to give resources to the snitch, maybe trade some goals, lose 3-1 in that trade, and then Emerson catches even though your bludgers are there. Yeah. All of a sudden that's a huge deflating moment, and you just don't want to put yourself into that position.
Right, in that case, yeah, you would bring this thing to basically a tie game again if that happened. But here we go, about to start. Northern Colorado snitch. Is Andrew Launadale. Andrew Launadale is our snitch.
So Emerson putting their bludgers on the snitch, and it looks like Illinois is not.
Yes, exactly the game plan that we were talking about probably being best for both teams. Emerson really needing the snitch catch, and Illini needing to just pile up the goals.
And that's Jonathan Nam seeking for Emerson. A lot of time on the snitch alone right now.
All right, so Emerson is able to make the first stop, even though they did not have any bludgers in the quaffle game. Really good start for Emerson so far here in the snitch play. Be really great for them if they could get another goal on. Delk is trying to make it happen. Passes over into the back. Bernadette back in, makes a shot that is too high. Emerson can pick this up, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds.
Tough break there for Emerson. Both Illini beaters were way behind the play, kind of in a bludger battle to make sure they maintain control, and Emerson was unable to score against that no bludgers look.
A surprise beat on the chaser.
One of the Illini players did tell his players, we just keep getting beat, so I think he's asking for a little bit more support there.
All right, so they've got it set up for the inbound from Illini, who is a little bit confused about how inbounding works, I think. And, number 81 gets a free look at the hoop and drives it in. That is Addy. Do you want to take a shot at Addy's last name? I just feel like I'm butchering it.
Otgonsaren.
Looks like Bernadette finally gets a goal for Emerson.
Bernadette.
All right, so here we are. That is a goal for Bernadette, which makes the score now 120 for Illini and 60 for Emerson.
Do you know what the set score is?
The set score is
I'll go ask.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, so the score is 120 to 50. So what we are trying to do right here is get to a set score for this game. And that set score is going to be checked on in 1 second here. there is a snitch on the field. The snitch is being chased by 2 seekers who, if the snitch is caught, would count for 35 points for whichever team catches the snitch.
180 is the set score.
180 is the set score, which is 6 goals away for the Illini and is 13 goals away for Emerson. But again, as we said, the snitch is right here. Illini with a great opportunity to try to catch the snitch just then. If the snitch is caught, that would be 35 points. That is a little dish goal for Billy Reacher on Illini to make it 130 to 50. So, with the set score being at 180, if Illini get 5 more goals, they will win this game. It looks like that is a snitch catch from Emerson. So the snitch does not end the game. That would be 35 points for Emerson if the snitch is called good, which will be really close to getting Emerson back into this game.
So I believe that was Jonathan Nam with the called off catch. The reason it was called no good is because he was beat before he was able to pull the sock off the snitch shorts.
All right, so no good for Jonathan Nam. And Beradat passes off to Delk, who takes a shot. It's a little tall, goes too far over the middle hoop, and is picked up by Illini back behind.
I like that shot less from Delk than I did earlier. She tried to hit the very top of the top hoop because there really wasn't an opening, and it seemed more rushed than some of her earlier, more methodical shots.
Yeah, lots of inbounding issues from Illini. I think that they're a little confused about how it works. If the ball goes out of bounds, the player who picks up the ball can just run in with it. It looks like, once again, a possible snitch catch. We've stopped play to see.
So I do hope that catch was on camera. I think it is because the quaffle is about in frame with that. It looked like a very clean catch to me.
All right, we're looking for confirmation. Refs having a little bit of conversation. Jonathan Nam hoping that this is going to be called good.
And it is.
And it is called good. So that is 35 points for Emerson. That means that they now have 85 points to 130 for Illini. Illini gets beat. Number 36 is taken down before that ball gets out. It's rolling around a lot. Emerson trying to pick it up. Big scrum right in front of the hoops.
Beradat is able to come away with it, and he's looking to run.
Beradat with a strong shot that is just nowhere near the goals. Goes pretty far off the field again.
And again, it looks like Emerson is just rushing into mistakes.
Emerson has to settle down. That snitch catch gives them an opportunity, not a great opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless, if they can make stops and get goals. They've been making stops, but they have not been getting goals. That is off broom on Emerson. That's a Reacher gets around, blocks the incoming bludger.
Well, I believe he was beat. He dropped the quaffle and came off for him, so I guess it hit his finger, and he's a very honest player.
Yes. So Emerson with another stop.
So the big thing here for Illini, they hold control, which means that of the 3 bludgers in the game, they hold 2 of them. They've not been putting them to good use on the offensive half of the pitch. They've been putting them to great use on the defensive half. They've prevented Emerson from scoring for large stretches in this game, but Illini really need to start getting those bludgers more involved on offense.
Yes. So here is Emerson looking once again. The Illini zone is pretty stout, has been keeping them out over and over again, but that one, they are able to break it with that nice little touch pass.
And that is another finish for Delk.
That is Delk on the far side.
So
which makes it 130 to 95. Emerson still with a chance. Illini misbeat on number 36.
But then Desner is able to make the next beat. Then he makes another beat. He gives Beradat a lane. Beradat, I believe, just whiffed on the shot. Illini wants to run. Desner says no. Beradat back with the quaffle and hits a shot after the whistle. I believe if it was going to be a whistle for net contact, they should have let that play out. So we'll see here if the goal is good. If not, I think Beardat's going to be given the quaffle about where he's standing, and hopefully he will be able to make the shot, because it's a real shame that was whistled dead. I believe that was a premature whistle. Okay, nope. So the goal does count, and therefore the player who committed the foul, which was net contact, will serve no time in the penalty box.
And it is 130 to 105 with that goal called good, you said.
Yes, and Illini use their timeout.
All right.
So as I started to say before, and then play continued, I've seen a number of games today. I've played in a few games today, and Sierra Delk is my standout player so far today. She's been phenomenal on the offensive and defensive halves of the pitch, and has been a clear leader for this Emerson team on the field.
Yes, Sierra Delk really, really making a showing out here for this Emerson team that could have lost their ability to concentrate on this game once it started to feel like it was going to get out of hand. But now 130 to 105, they are right back in the teeth of it.
Definitely, and on that last play, Danny Desner was able to make a few good beats, which led to the Beardat breakaway, and that might be a little bit of a turning of the tide. If Desner can start hitting some beats that he was missing earlier today, if Emerson is able to hold control for any part of the rest of this game, I think they could really pull off what would be a very big comeback.
All right, so we are about ready to restart play.
And as a reminder, the set score is 180 points, and that means the first team to reach that mark will win and the game will end.
All right, it is now Illini's quaffle coming back up the pitch. Uncontend to the back, two players touch it, and then it's just driven through.
The key there was Emerson's only bludger was held by Danny Desner. He was beat out very early in the play.
That goal by Rohan Bakaria, I think the first time we've said his name today.
And just want to shout out John Crispo, who is the beater that forced that no bludger situation there for the Illini.
It is now 140 to 105. Again, set score 180. Either team is trying to hit 180. Pass is almost caught by Delk, but that was too high in the air, and Delk was not able to come down with it.
Yeah, McNally did float that pass a little bit.
All right, quaffle to the back corner. And that's Bakaria on Illini again, is beat and also I think stepped out of bounds. That back out of bounds marker has not been called as tightly as I think it probably should have been. But it either way results in Emerson coming away with another shot at getting a goal on the board.
Yep, and that is Desner again forcing the turnover.
Yeah, Desner all over the field with a bludger.
It's a tale as old as time. If your beaters get hot, your whole team can get hot.
McNally is taken down, but is able to get the quaffle back.
Nope.
Oh, no,
out of bounds. Nope. It is going to be Emerson ball. McNally to inbound.
All right.
Just got Beardat to her right.
And is able to get it out despite that beater being right on top of her. Beardat looking for an opening, draws the beater out to the top of the key, and then takes another one of those really long, pretty overshot shots.
Interesting beater play here. I'm not sure if the camera's following it. A missed beat from Illini by Crispo is going to go unpunished. And now he's actually behind the Emerson hoops here.
Illini looking to make something happen, and yes. Unkaten is able to get another goal on the board. That makes it 150 to 105. Again, the set score is 180.
So a trailing AR here, I believe, wants to discuss this goal. I think the only possible way it wouldn't count is if that beat did hit Una.
Let's call him Taha.
Taha
is what
Taha.
it says on the
That is what it
jersey.
says in his jersey. It's his first name. If that beat hit Taha before the ball released from his hand, then the goal will be no good. However, that was deemed not to be the case. The goal will stand.
The goal stands is 150-105. Illini player way off the broom trying to coach, and so we'll have to go back to hoops. Emerson looking to make something happen, changes out another chaser on the far side. I think McNally came. No, McNally over here on this side still. Baradat to McNally, back to Baradat, who I think was maybe trying to pass it to the chaser behind the hoops. But in either case, Illini come away with the quaffle.
And Delk with the wrap there prevents Illini from running and lets the rest of her team set up on defense there.
Taha looking for another shot, but passes it out after being met at the top of the key. Pass behind the hoops is to Rohan Bakaria, who has to pass it back out, but Illini are all over it. Taha makes a move on 3 of the Emerson players, but oh, nice. Looks like McNally was right there to snatch that out of the sky.
Yep, excellent defensive play there.
Baradat is looking for an opening. With it being 150 to 105, that's a missed beat. Baradat takes the opportunity to drive, passes to the back, but the player who's in the back behind the hoops is unable to collapse on the quaffle, and Illini are able to control it.
The huge part of that play, though, is Emerson has gained bludger control. And I think that might be the first time they've had bludger control in 20 minutes.
It has been a very, very long time.
So we'll see if they are able to, A, hold it on the defensive stand, and then maybe put it to use on offense.
And then there's the question of, is it now too late? Because it's only 3 goals away for Illini.
Desner, aggressive beating there.
That is a bad pass by Illini that goes all the way out of bounds. So Emerson with another nice stop.
Yeah, I believe that bad pass was forced by Desner, the beater from Emerson, who beat out the ball carrier for Illini. And that's what putting control to use looks like on defense.
Now, Emerson trying to use that control on offense to get another goal and get back on the positive side of the numbers here in this third period of the game after snitch plays ended. It is 150-105, set score 180. 3 goals away for Illini, 8 goals away for Emerson. That pass all the way to the back is just snuffed out by Illini before the Emerson player can get to it. Emerson, though, does maintain that bludger control. They just need another defensive stop here. Rusher back in there, number 25 with the quaffle. Trying to make a move around the Emerson defenders. Illini making a move to get bludger control. That's what Emerson should have been doing earlier. Hold back, wait, get bludger control, then make your drive to the hoops.
So key there for Illini. They not only won bludger control, they forced a no bludger situation for their quaffle players, meaning that Emerson had no bludgers available back on defense, and in order to get that stop would have had to make a tackle or a block.
And now it is 160-105. McNally looking for an opening, goes all the way around the far side of the hoops, but is met by Nevin. gets a pass out, but it is collapsed on by an Illini and Emerson player in the middle of the field. And Illini are going to come out of it with the quaffle.
Yep, that was an unfortunate bounce there for McDally. She was trying to find De La Fontaine, and it actually hit the post of the center hoop, which is what caused the quaffle to end up on the ground there.
Once again, Emerson able to grab bludger control out of that scrum in front of the hoops, though, and use it on defense to make an aggressive beat on Taha.
And then that was great defense there for number 0, Lila Harina, to prevent a fast break.
Veridat taken down on the attempt to drive, and that's going to be a stoppage. I think that's going to be a foul on Illinois.
Yes, I believe that was the signal from the assistant referee.
Taking a moment to regroup here as we sort out this foul. It's 160 to 105. That's only 2 goals away from Illini. Is there anything else that Emerson can be doing, or they just have to keep doing what they've been doing since they got bludger control back and just hope that some of these shots start falling?
I think Emerson, based on what their offenses looks like so far, what I want to see from them, especially when they have control, is for their beater to beat out the point defender. So that is the defender on Illinois that is trying to tackle the player from Emerson with the quaffle, and have that quaffle player, Emerson, have the quaffle player drive after their defender is beat, and then either hit a shot, which they've made some today, or find a cutting chaser to one of the other hoops, because they have some of those today as well. And that really seems to be their offense. They're just trying to drive around and through point defenders, and that's not a productive thing to do.
We're about to start playback again. That is a yellow card under number 12, Nevin O'Donnell. So Emerson does have a power play and an opportunity to play, to make a play here, but instead it looked like it was going to be a bit of a fast break, but Emerson had 2 bludgers back.
And lost control.
Oh, see, I thought they were going to hold on to those balls because they were able to stop the fast break before they did anything. And then Taha with the drive and scoop score to make it 170-105.
Yep, so that bludger play was Desner beat out the Illini quaffle player, and the bounce was then picked up by an Illinois beater, which is what lost Emerson control there.
Yeah, so Emerson, far from being able to take advantage of the penalty, actually loses a goal on the penalty. Now they are 1 goal away from losing this game. Illini is 1 goal away from winning it. Emerson beat on the far side. Both of their players beat.
No one back for Emerson.
This is going to end the game. And that does it. Illini with some domination. I think that is Addy who got that final goal.
Want to give a shout out, just can't see the number. 81.
It is Addy who got that final goal for the Illini team. So the final score of this game between Illini and Emerson is 180-105. Any other takeaways you want to throw out there before we let everyone go?
This was a difficult pool that these 2 teams got put into. They both started this game 0-2 with losses to Brown and Maryland. They're both good teams, especially Illinois. I think this was kind of a dominant performance. They won very decisively, even though they did not catch the snitch. And I would not be surprised if they were able to make a deep run tomorrow in the D2 bracket.
Yes, and Emerson, after having been one of the premier programs in the early days of the sport, is really in a rebuilding phase. They have 3/4 of their roster first-year players entirely, and from what we saw here today, with their leadership and their skills, they have really a sky-high future. So for the future of Quidditch, I think these are the types of teams that we always want to be looking for.